welcome to the channel. If you're new here, welcome back if you're not. In today's video, we're still up in the West Highland Peninsulas, and we're going to be focusing on trying to get some pictures of the deer around the estate where we were staying. Right now, you join me at the end of the first day, where the local deer has made an appearance just in the back of the property. We were informed that she's called Deerdrie.
There's almost zero light, so these images are going to be noisy as hell, but we just had a visit from Deerdrie, the local deer. So I've broken out the 70 to 200. Now, I've been informed that Deerdrie is quite friendly to humans. You can apparently feed her apples. Today she's a little too far in the distance to be able to do anything about it, but perhaps another day. We have pretty much lost all light at this point. That is barely passable.
Well, we got something passable as an image. This is after massively denoising using the denoise function in Lightroom. Thankfully, there's still plenty of time left in this trip to get some additional pictures of deer. One thing, though, that I should have remembered, I was watching a video of Courtney Victoria's, a landscape photographer on YouTube. If you've not seen her videos, just check her out. She's fairly funny. She tried to take some pictures of deer and realized partway through the shoot that she was wearing all black, and I had found out that that's the worst thing you could do when photographing deer. Apparently, it looks like a black hole in the landscape. So for the rest of this trip, I remembered to put my green coat on. While we were staying there, the guy who was running the estate, he was called Harvey. He pointed out to us on the hills, you can see these tracks here running down the side of the mountains. He was saying this is where the deer come down in the evening to sort of graze in the estate. We didn't see them the first day or so, but afterwards you could see there were a lot of deer just milling around in the fields. And a couple of days into the trip, I found a good opportunity to get out with the camera to take some pictures of the whole herd rather than just Deerdrie on her own in the back of the property.
Well, there is a whole lot of deer here. They immediately turned to look at me the second I rounded the corner, so I'm not sure how close they're gonna let me get. But I've got the 70 to 200 out, 2.8. I'm shooting at ISO 800 to give myself a bit faster shutter speed. I guess they're not too happy to see me. And they just jumped over that fence. At least one of them did. Rather annoyingly, I did miss the exact moment that they jumped over the fence. Oh, the curse of the Z6 is focusing on the background and not the subject. There we go. What I find quite funny is the stag there looks to have fled before the women.
Such a shame I missed the shot, but the stag jumped over the fence right as I got there. The women stayed on one side, he jumped over. Turns out there was another stag in the background as well, but I'd never got a proper in-focus shot of them.
I'll stop down to f4. And that seems to be significantly better. They don't seem that bothered with me now. Although maybe they just forgot I was there because I stopped moving.
Out of the shots I managed to get here, these two are probably two of my favourites. This is one where most of them aren't actually paying attention to me, which is nice. And I've got one here where Unfortunately, I seem to have gained their attention again. At least most of the image is in focus, although worryingly, I'm not so sure about this lens. It looks a bit funky to the left-hand side of the frame there.
So I convinced myself some time ago that I should pick up the 70-200 2.8. Well, it's the old F-mount ED VR2 second hand, and you're spoiled with modern Z glass, especially the first lens that I bought for the Z6 was the 50mm 1.8, and that's just beautiful, sharp. When you cross the autofocus of the Z6, the original Z6, with some of the older F-mount lenses, it's a bit of a challenge. Especially these are big, heavy lenses. I'm glad I bought so there's a tripod foot there. When I bought this from, I can't remember which camera shop it was, didn't come with a tripod foot. It's a must-have. I'd say probably at least half of those shots were shaky as hell, and a good third of them, the 3D tracking of the Z6 was failing. So hopefully that leaves some slim pickings to choose from, some actual images that are in focus, and hopefully okay. But time to go back and check on the dog.
Well, would you look at that? The dog's going to have to wait. Just as I was coming around the corner, just to get back to the cottage, I saw our good friend Deerdrie. He's back there. And you can hear the dog. He's not happy. He wants to come out and run around. Unfortunately, if he does that, I think he's going to scare Deerdrie off. Now, you might be able to just about see there, I have deployed the carrot. We were informed by Harvey that the carrot would work. Sadly, Deerdrie was not interested, so I was not able to get her to come closer. And unfortunately, even wearing the dark green coat this time around, didn't convince her to come any closer either. So we'll have to deal with trying to get some shots at 200mm and see how close we can crop in. So I got a couple of portraits of Deerdrie here. She never did come any close, unfortunately. In fact, I think she just walked further and further away, which is a bit of a shame. But I think, luckily, 200mm is just about cut for these pictures, and thankfully it was just enough light to not go beyond the kind of 6400 that I tend not to like going past that on the ISO. The 25-600 I did on the first day was just unusable, but these aren't too bad. So to wrap this up, while you watch Deerdrie look at me skeptically here, what did we learn from this trip? Well, the 70-200 that I have definitely needs to be stopped down to f4 to get sharp images, and even then I'm a bit skeptical about the left hand side of the frame. It doesn't look like a pleasing kind of bokeh that you might imagine, so maybe the lens is defective, I'm not sure. I tend to use the 20-70 when I can, and at some point maybe I'll get myself a more wildlife focused lens, but anyone who knows those lenses, oh my goodness, the price is gastronomical. So I'll do what I can with these lenses for the time being. I took some pictures at a wildlife hide earlier in the trip, and there I definitely wanted something longer than 200mm. So something to look into. I am interested in doing some more wildlife photography, but it's quite an expensive game to get into. So now I'll just play through the images from the video. Thank you very much for watching. If you stuck around, I'd appreciate a smash on that subscribe button. Cringe YouTuber thing, yeah, I know. But anyway, thanks again, and yeah, enjoy the images.